Hello, you guys. Welcome to the Ranting Shop. It's me, Melissa, and today we're going to be reviewing Ready to Love Season 5, Episode 11, entitled All in the Family. And I think in this particular episode, they're gonna meet each other's, the men's family members, I believe. I'm not quite sure. But let's get into things. Okay, so the men are in the men's lounge talking to Tommy about their experiences, and he tells them about the situation he had with Tina, because last episode we know he wanted to meet with Tina and Tina didn't show up. So he let the guys know that. And what baffles me is that last episode Paul was saying he did not want to talk to Tina. He was not interested in anything to do with Tina. But now he's talking about, it could have been something he could nurture. He wasted his time. I'm highly confused. Last episode, you didn't care, and now she's wasting your time. Like, is it because of the production? Is it because of the way they ordered the videos, the scenes? Because this is not making any freaking sense. Furthermore, I don't know why he wants to see if there's anything with the Ikea. We as viewers see and understand that the Ikea is absolutely not interested in Paul. I feel like to her, Paul seems old. You know, the same way people view the Ikea as this kind of older woman, more mature, more professional, kind of boring. That's the same way people view Paul. And that's interestingly the same way she views Paul. She's not attracted to that. And I don't know if he understands that. Like, he has zero chance. But let's see. So I was correct. The women are gonna meet the men's family members. And first off, we have Clifton, who's gonna allow Joy to see his cousin and his uncle, I believe. And he's nervous about it. I think Joy and Clifton really found something magical with each other. I feel like they're very similar and they just get each other. And it's been like that from the very beginning. And I understand why she got emotional, because she mentioned she's going to go to Mexico. A lot of the times she has to travel to Mexico for work. And so that creates a really large gap between her and what she's trying to create with Clifton. So she got really emotional about it because she's never experienced this connection before. And when they spoke about him having to, what if he has to have his kids full time? She mentioned she's been a teacher before, and so she could handle it. So she can handle it, but can she handle the moms as well? Who knows? But she's very, very interested in nurturing this relationship outside of this show, and it worries her that perhaps she would not be able to do it because of her work. And so the family members felt like Joy was very sincere. She was very open. She made herself very vulnerable. She feels comfortable with them as well. She says she can be invited to the cookout and everything would just be and go extremely well. So this was a really good family meeting with Joy and Clifton. And I do look forward to seeing how their relationship progresses outside of the show. There's no question that they will choose each other. There's no question that they will last towards the end of the show and beyond. A lot of people are saying they don't see the connection lasting, but I actually feel like there's a good chance for it to really last. The only thing that may be an issue would be her work and the distance she has to travel and the period of time that they don't get to be with each other. That might be the deal breaker. But other than that, I think they have it. The chemistry, the personality-wise, the humor, everything, they have it. Donovan and Sabrina are meeting. It's kind of gonna be a very awkward meeting because if you guys remember last episode during the meeting with Tommy, Donovan kind of unleashed on Sabrina. I think he was very frustrated with her for choosing to spend a lot of her time with Demetrius. I think he felt left out, and so he was in attack mode, and he said that Sabrina basically told him he's gonna be next to go home, and she denied it, of course. And in this particular meeting, she feels like he came for her character, and so she doesn't know what is gonna happen as a result of the meeting. So Donovan feels as if he took the process seriously, but he doesn't think Sabrina is taking the process seriously. I think between Tori and Donovan, they see or have mentioned seeing a lot of inconsistencies with Sabrina. She wants and requires a certain thing from the men, but as far as her providing that thing that she is looking for from the men, she's not providing it. So it's a bit hypocritical for you to want them to be a certain way or want them to court you a particular way, but you're really only showing interest in one person, and the others are feeling like they're being strung along. And I feel like that's what Tori felt, and that's what Donovan is feeling. He says he took offense to her saying that he was not ready to love, because he thinks he is ready for love and ready to love, but thinks she's not really. Sabrina feels as if Donovan's behavior is very childish, and she really doesn't know what to say. But I do understand Sabrina's point of view here, because listen up, you guys. Just hear me out. Whenever these men, Tori and Donovan, see Sabrina direct her attention towards Demetrius more, they feel left out and they act out. We saw Tori act out, now we're seeing Donovan act out. So in a sense, it does stem from their interest in her and the lack of interest she's showing in them. Do I think it's necessarily childish? Not really. I think it's more so frustration with her and how she goes about doing things. Sabrina interprets the way the men are reacting to her behavior as they just cannot handle the fact that women have multiple options. That might very well be the case, but it could also be that you are wanting them to open up and be ready, but you're not really showing interest in them, or you're not creating a space for them to want to open up to you because they see you interacting or putting your attention into just one man, and that deters them, you know. Wow, what an ending. So she said that the reason why she stepped back from Donovan is because she saw him trying to cultivate something with Carmen, which is interesting because the whole reason why he went over to Carmen is because he felt like Sabrina wasn't that interested in him. So it seems like a case of miscommunication, and maybe on her part a little bit of her trying to justify why she stepped away from Donovan. He feels as if she's a liar and what she's saying is not true, and she feels like he's an a-hole, and he feels as if Phil was right for saying that Donovan is an a-hole. So that's how it ended. He left, she left, super awkward. I don't think anything is gonna flourish from that anymore. He seems to have lost interest, and she's over it. So Paul clears up the thing that Carmen said and mentions the fact that he never said these things. The conversation landed on basically, are you attracted to Carmen the way you are saying that you have to be attracted to a woman? And he told her that wasn't her business. And so she kind of spun the narrative that the Kia, he wasn't attracted to the Kia and stuff like that. Who knows? I wouldn't say that I trust Paul 100%. Neither would I say that I trust Carmen 100%. I think the truth lies somewhere in between. Because how you told her it's none of her business and then she came up with all this mess. Like, that's crazy to me. Are you telling me that she came with this narrative just straight from her AWS, or was it because of something you did, maybe your body language, that led her to that conclusion? Anyways, so she confirms, or she reconfirms, that she does not trust anything Carmen says. reiterates that Carmen is superficial, but the Kia is more authentic, and he regrets not forming a connection with her or gravitating towards her in the beginning. But the whole reason why he didn't gravitate towards the Kia in the beginning is because he wasn't that attracted to her. Let's just be plain and simple. He wasn't that attracted to her. He had other people that he was more attracted to, and that's who he pursued. Because it's coming down to the wire now, and it's either you have a connection or you leave. Now he's trying to kind of force something with the Kia. My thing with the Kia is, why would you accept meeting Paul's family when you know you're not attracted to Paul, when you know you don't see anything long term with Paul, when you know that as of this point there's like just a friendship between you two? Why accept meeting his family? To me, she mentions a lot about how Carmen is doing things to stay in the game. It seems to me that she's doing the same thing. Because if you don't see anything with Paul, why push it? Why go to the extent of meeting his family? To me, that's a waste of time, and she knows it and he knows it. So I really don't understand what they're doing. It's kind of annoying me at this point. A lot of people feel as if, oh, these people shouldn't be allowed to be sent home, or they shouldn't be sent home, or they shouldn't leave the process. But in the case of the Kia and Paul, I feel like they both should leave the process, because it's simply too little too late. There's literally nothing between them but air and gas. And so I don't understand why she is accepting meeting his family. I feel like that's complete BS, and I feel like she should leave. So we see Carmen and Donovan meet, and of course his mom is somebody that you can't tell her to be quiet. You can't tell her not to say certain things. She's gonna say what she thinks regardless of what you want or how comfortable you are. So we saw that dynamic of him like, okay, wait, you're telling her way too much, versus her saying, you're not gonna tell me what to do, I'm gonna say what I want to say. And so it was a really fun dynamic seeing Donovan with his mom trying to kind of tame her, like, and guide her into like safer terrain, and she being like, okay, no, I'm gonna say what I want to say. that was really funny. She likes Carmen. She thinks Carmen is a woman that knows what she wants, knows what she's about. She spoke about raising Donovan alone, and how does she instill certain values in her son, because Carmen is also a single mom. And she mentions not having much and instilling in him, certain characteristics and behaviors, based on her upbringing and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, Miss Donovan's mom is so into Carmen. She's so excited about her, and she tells Donovan that he shouldn't fumble the bag or fumble this woman. But I don't know if Donovan is really there with Carmen. I saw that they shared a kiss before she left, but I don't know if it's something that is gonna last very long. But anyways, we're gonna see the mom really loved her, so that's a great step. We're gonna see what he does. So Demetrius and Sabrina talk specifically about what happened at that last deliberation, that last meeting with Tommy. And she was very vocal about Demetrius and the submissive word, and she was very cautious about what if we get together but our core selves do not align with each other. Yes, there's an attraction there, there's a chemistry there, but beyond that, when that chemistry is gone and that attraction is gone, what will be there keeping us together? And she doesn't feel like they have enough in common to keep them together when these surface things disappear. And so they spoke about that in this meeting, and Demetrius is trying to figure out, oh, where were you coming from with that? And he said he made it clear that the word submissive to him did not mean that you bend to my will and you do everything I say. But Sabrina doesn't believe that, because she feels as if Demetrius is a leader and that would translate into a relationship, and she doesn't want to necessarily have to she feels as if he wants or he would like somebody to move and shake how he wants to move and how he wants to shake, and she says she's not that type of person. And another thing they disagree on is last names. It's very traditional for a woman to change her last name to her husband's last name, but Sabrina doesn't feel like that is necessary. I feel like she has problems with control, with men controlling her life, and the idea of a man controlling her individuality in a sense. So anything that triggers that sense or the threat of control is something that she has a problem with. So even the last name thing bothers her, because I feel like she feels like that whole the significance of taking a man's last name in a way kind of leads to the man now being in charge of the woman, or the man now controlling the woman or being responsible for the woman, and that bothers her, and I think it's something she does not like the symbolism of. And so because of that, she's not too fond of taking anybody's last name. So Demetrius feels like it's a given, like that's just what you do. Obviously, you take the man's last name, and we know that taking the man's last name has a lot of significance as far as his family tree is concerned, as far as his legacy is concerned. A lot of men want their legacy to be passed down to their children, and they do that via the last name. So that's the significance of it. And for her to not want to take his last name is kind of like very offensive. And it could be seen as offensive to a lot of men who feel like, what's the problem with that, you know? And so it seems to me like Sabrina still has a lot of issues that she has to work through control wise. And so that's something she has to deal with on her own. And just as a result of those issues, I feel as if her person is not on this show. Demetrius is not the person for her. They will clash. She knows that. And you could see that he sees it, but he's trying to work through it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because they're on a show and he wants to last very long, or if it's because he genuinely likes her and thinks he wouldn't. You notice he didn't put up with a lot of things from the other women, but he's willing to see Sabrina's point of view because clearly he likes her. But I just don't think it's gonna work out for him. I don't know if he wants to last until the ending of the show. I don't know what it is, but it's not working. Just let it go. Sabrina has made it very clear that she doesn't want what you want. She's not the traditional woman. She's kind of like almost, I would say, a more modern woman, non-traditionalist, and so I don't know how that would work with Demetrius's dynamic. So he proposes for her to meet his family, and she feels, I respect Sabrina for this actually. She says to him, no, I don't think we're at that point yet. And I respect her for that, because what Sabrina has been throughout this process to me is very honest about what she wants and how she thinks and feels. And so I must respect that. So it just baffles me that somebody that has been building a connection from day one decides that they're not in a place to want to see that person's family member, but somebody that just started really talking and engaging with each other, I'm referring to Paul and Ikea, she's fine with seeing his family. That's crazy to me. I would have respected the Kia more if she said, no, we're not at that point yet for me to see your family. I would have respected her more, because I feel like she's not being sincere with where she and Paul is. And so by accepting it, it's kind of like letting Paul feel as if there's a chance when she knows that there's no chance. So in that situation, I respect Sabrina more for being honest. So the Kia meets Paul's brother, and as he said in the end, I definitely felt like a lot of her answers were very textbook answers. It's like what you're supposed to say as opposed to what you're really feeling. And that's why a lot of people, I guess, did not really connect with the Kia. Yes, she's attractive. Yes, she's a queen. Yes, she's a boss and everything like that. But who is she as a human? There's no human answers. There's no real responses. But the thing also is, maybe the responses she gives are her real responses. These are her genuine, authentic responses. You know, she mentioned reciprocity and that being ideal for a relationship. That is true because two people are involved. So it makes sense for two people to work things out and share things and, give and take. That's normal. At the end, though, she mentioned her not wanting to force anything, and right now it seemed like a friendship, and she wonders if they're forcing things. She knows that they're forcing things. She knows that the respectable thing for her to do is to leave. She knows, and we all see and feel and know that at this point they're grasping at straws. At this point they're forcing something that doesn't need to be forced. It's been clear from the very beginning that Ikea and Paul just have a friendship. There's nothing more, there's nothing less. It's not a blossoming anything. If it is something that blossoms, it's not gonna blossom in this show. We're not gonna be able to see it. It's gonna be a very slow blossom process that takes place throughout a number of months or maybe a couple years, because there's just not an initial physical attraction. And I don't know if I feel Paul also knows that it's just not there. So him forcing it and her forcing it is kind of annoying me, because at this point it's giving fake. It's giving, let's see how long we could stay on the show. It's giving produced. I don't know. It's not authentic to me, and I feel like they should both cut their losses and leave. So the men meet at their men's lounge and they're talking about their connections and everything like that. Of course, Cliff and Joy are pretty solid. The family's only concern was her leaving the state for 6 months at a time, and that's definitely gonna make the relationship suffer, because there's needs, physical needs, emotional needs that she would just not be able to provide him, and that's something that is major and something they'd have to work through. But other than that, they're really good. As for Paul and Ikea, I'm happy that Tommy questioned his connection with Ikea, so to speak, and told him, why did it take so long for you to decide on Ikea? And to me, that makes a lot of sense. Obviously, there's something that he didn't see in Ikea that he's kind of forcing to see now. Either he's forcing to see it now, or because of his lack of options, he's able to see it now. I don't know what it is, but it just seems very fake to me. It doesn't seem authentic. It doesn't seem realistic to build a connection towards the ending of a show, and you could see Ikea's face. She's not feeling him romantically. So I don't know. He mentions, well, they were given a task and they had to find quality among 10 women, and he found quality, but it took you almost towards the end of the show to find that quality. So is that what you really want, or is that what you're settling for? Yes, she's quality, but are you settling for her as opposed to genuinely wanting her and wanting to be with her? That I don't know. And Tommy is also skeptical as well. Everybody is skeptical. So Donovan spoke a bit about why him and Sabrina did not really work out. He mentioned Sabrina is like on the fence about a lot of things. She doesn't know what she wants at this point. You should be able to choose your partner, and I do agree, because it's coming down to the end and he still feels like she's indecisive. But the thing is, I don't think she's necessarily indecisive. I feel like she knows that her connection is not on the show. Yes, she's most attracted to Demetrius, but it's just surface. She knows that if it has to be a deeper dive into things, they would not align. She knows that. She's just, I guess, not communicating that, because the nature of the show is for you to hang on to multiple people as long as you can until you decide to make a decision. And right now she is supposed to make a decision and she still hasn't. And it's not because she doesn't know, it's because she's trying to, I guess, force something that she knows is not gonna work. Demetrius is so hypocritical to me, but I think that's what liking somebody versus not liking somebody does. It makes you accept things that you would not otherwise accept. So for a lot of the women, oh, red flag, oh, I don't know if I could go do this with this woman, I don't know if I could trust her, I don't know. You are so quick to dismiss other women. But for Sabrina, he's seeing all these red flags. He's seeing all these things that are kind of making him question certain things. And his approach to it is still, oh, we communicate. Let's see how that goes. Like he's still leaving the door open. To me, that speaks to the nature with which he treats her. It's clear that he likes her. It's funny that Tommy still thinks that Paul is BSing. Everybody thinks Paul is BSing at this point. It's just the progression of things. It just doesn't make sense anyway. So this is hilarious. Sabrina meets with Demetrius, and we learned that without any beating around the bush, she doesn't think he's her person. I don't think he's her person either. It's really funny how throughout this show, Sabrina has been the one chasing Demetrius. Demetrius has literally not really pursued any woman at all. He has done the bare minimum, and Sabrina found herself doing much more than him. And now it's coming down to the wire. She's realized that he's not the person for her, and he's still wanting to hold on to her. That is hilarious. Oh, how the tables have turned. Demetrius got hoodwinked. Demetrius is thinking, oh, I'm gonna be the one that she chooses. I'm gonna be the winner. That's no competition with me and Tori. That's no competition with me and Donovan. And who has the last laugh? Or should I say, who has the last cry? Demetrius is being left, you guys, and it is hilarious to me. Now he's not understanding, oh, what was the connection we had? Was it a game? Was it just you wanting to last? Like, I genuinely feel as if Sabrina really wanted it to be Demetrius, and I feel like it just wouldn't work. Beyond the chemistry, beyond the attraction, it wouldn't work, and she's coming to that realization. I don't necessarily feel like she wanted to play a game. I don't feel like she was taking this thing as a joke. I actually feel like she was taking this process very seriously, and that is the reason why a lot of people don't like her, is because they feel like she in my opinion, they don't really know that's what it is, but I feel like it's because she's taking it so seriously. That is the reason why they don't like her. So Demetrius has decided that because Sabrina is gonna eliminate herself from the process, he is going to do so as well. Why? Because as he said, and as we all saw, his connection with Sabrina began with her and it's going to end with her, because he did not have and does not have any other connection besides Sabrina. As to how he lasted so long, I have no idea, but they're leaving together. You guys, why are we playing these games? Like, why is Paul and Ikea still here? This is crazy to me. This is absolutely insane. They should have been the one to self-eliminate, which is baffling to me. They know they just have a friendship. It's not like, at least with Demetrius and Sabrina, there was something romantic that could have formed there. But with Paul and Ikea, there's absolutely no romantic connection. But then we find out that he's also going to be meeting her family. That's crazy to me. That is insane to me. But anyways, you guys, they're gonna be making it to the end. Do I feel like it's deserved? No, I feel like they're just a friendship. Is she gonna wait until that moment for her to say, okay, I'm not gonna choose you? Is that what's gonna be happening? Because if so, I don't really care for that, because I feel like there was nothing there in the beginning. But anyways, you guys, let me know what you think. The problem of Joy's career is gonna come up again. Let's see how that works out. What do you think about this episode, you guys? Do you agree with Sabrina and her decision? Do you feel like it should have been Ikea and Paul instead? Let me know in the comment section. Like, subscribe. What do you think about Carmen and Donovan's relationship. We learned now that Donovan cheated in his last relationship. So do you think that is gonna be something that happens again? Do you think that it's something that Carmen should be vigilant and worried about? Let me know in the comment section. The only strong connection I see here is Joy and Clifton. Everybody else I don't really care for, to be honest with you. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, subscribe, and see you guys next time for another review from the Ranting Shop with me. Bye.